Hi, welcome to Schueys BBQ, where you'll learn the tips and tricks to master your grill. Today, I'm going to show you how to set up a snake method on the Weber Kettle. Now, if you do like this video, don't forget to give me the thumbs up, share my video, but also hit the subscribe and the bell buttons, and that way you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. So, let's get into it. The snake method is an easy way to set up a Weber kettle for low and slow barbecue. I'll be using briquettes today because unlike charcoal, they're more unified in shape, okay, and they burn at a lower heat. So to start off, what I'll do is I'll light 12 briquettes in a chimney starter so they get lit pretty quick, and then we want to get our charcoal into the Weber, the unlit charcoal. But taking care, don't just throw them in, okay? You want to do this at one at a time, and again we want to take care in placing them in. Okay, so the best way to do it is just make a ring of charcoal or a line of charcoal on the charcoal grate, making sure every briquette overlaps on the last one that you placed in, and do one whole line, and then next to that you'll do another line, again taking the care, make sure they all overlap, they're all touching, and then we'll do a top line, and again take the time, set it up perfect, okay, and that way you won't have any dramas while your snake's burning. Briquettes don't impart any smoky flavour onto your cook, so we'll be using wood chunks for our cook today. What you want to do is carefully place the chunks on the start where you're going to put your lit briquettes, okay, leaving gaps between the chunks. The wood itself, when it smoulders and ignites, it actually burns a lot quicker than the briquettes. You don't want them touching because they're going to force your snake at the start to burn a lot quicker than you really want. And just leave one piece of wood aside, and we'll put that close to the lit briquettes when we put them in. Alright, our lit briquettes are ready to go on now. Now, just like when we set up the initial part of the snake, we're going to take our time putting the lit charcoal on as well. I prefer to use an old pair of tongs. It makes it a lot easier to place them in the spot you want them. Okay, just make sure they're just touching the unlit charcoal. Then grab that chunk of wood that we put aside, okay, and just put that just a little bit away from the lit charcoal. We just want our Weber to get to temp before we start smoking. Okay, I like to use a water pan with the snake method. The reason being is the steam created by the water pan actually helps the meat absorb more smoke. Okay, it tacks it up and it allows it to adhere to it. The other thing that the water pan does is it actually stops heat fluctuations. It doesn't stop them, but it slows them down. Okay, so the best way to do that is you put a water pan in the middle of your snake, okay, and fill it with water. I like to start with warm water. The reason being is if you put cold water in there, it's going to absorb a lot of heat from the briquettes you've just put in there, okay. Alright, it's time to set up our Weber. Put the grill on, put the lid on, and get our vents set and dialed in for that temp that we want to be cooking at. Now I'm aiming at 120 degrees Celsius today, okay. So what I'm going to do is once the lid's on, leave all the vents open, okay. Let that temp rise up. Once it gets to about 100 degrees Celsius, that's when I'm going to start closing down the bottom vent, only the bottom vent. The lid vent, I'm going to leave wide open, and it's going to be, the vent's going to be on the opposite side of our heat source. So when that snake burns around, I'm just going to keep turning the lid just a little bit just to keep that vent, and that helps draw the hot air and that smoke across our meat, okay. But yeah, once the temp gets to about 100 degrees, I'll close the bottom vent down to about halfway, and I'll let it settle, give it about 30 minutes, okay. If it's not quite right, I'll adjust it by about an eighth, and then again give it 20 or 30 minutes for the temperature just to settle, okay. The best way though is you've got to get yourself a thermometer, okay. So it's an ambient temp thermometer that you clip onto your grill, because the thermometers on the lid are about 15 centimetres above where your food's cooking. So they don't actually give you an accurate reading of where the meat is and what temp you're cooking at. So realistically, go and invest in one, clip that on your grill, okay, and that's the temp you're going to go by. Once the temperature has stabilised for 30 minutes, we know that's the time that we're going to put our meat in. Don't rush it, don't get impatient, and don't put your meat in straight away. Let that temp stabilise, okay? Because if you don't, you're going to be chasing that temperature through the entire cook. You're going to be moving your vents, you're going to get frustrated, okay? You're about to put in a big hunk of cold meat, and that's going to dramatically change the temperature inside a small area. So get the temp to what you want, a little bit above it even, stabilise it, put the meat in, the temp will drop, the meat is going to absorb a lot of that heat, but it will slowly come back up to temp. And once you've done that, it's easy. The only thing you've got left to do after that is crack a beer, sit back and enjoy. Cheers. Today, I'm gonna, sake, don't forget to give me a like and a thumbs, like a thumbs up. Sorry. And they're more uniform. The snake method is the perfect, now this guy fucking goes. Dog people. That makes it a lot handy. I'm waffling. The only thing left to do now, I think I'll stuff that up.